Hey guys, and this is Chaos Phoenix, and welcome to First. This is a show where I show off the latest up-and-coming games, give you my first impressions of them, or both. In this episode, we're going to be covering Awesomenauts, a game that was released a few months ago, or at least ported to PC a few months ago. It's actually still in development. Well, kind of. They're constantly adding new Awesomenauts to the game. I'll just jump into a public match here and show off some gameplay. Okay, so the concept of Awesomenauts is pretty simple. It's... my favorite character is already taken. Let me think of who to pick. It'd be nice if I knew what, or which column. I think I'm just gonna leave that and go into a different battle. Alright, just I really want to play that hero. Or not hero, sorry, I'm a Dota player. With that Awesomenaut. Anyway. Okay, so it's essentially a Dota-like game, a MOBA, if you will. Similar to Dota, Dota 2, League of Legends, Heroes of New Earth, Storm of the Imperial Sanctus. Etc, etc, etc. But, what makes it unique is that it's played in a 2D plane on the X and Y axis. So, it's a lot more actiony and a lot more casual. But, no. Anyway. This is basically where you can, pick up items, or not items, like kind of items. Upgrades to your skills that are basically supposed to be items. What makes it different is that while in most Dota-like games you have experience and then skills, in this game all you have is a thing called Solar, which is what I'm picking up now in this little drop pod mini game. And yeah. So, all you really have is Solar, which is this counter over here. 237 is what I currently have. So I just picked up my first ability. You get 2 of them. My ability is Invisibility. So nobody can currently see me right now. Until I pop out of Invisibility and hopefully murder them. Okay, looks like we're not playing with a bunch of bots. Oh, one bot, sorry. Looks like there is an enemy Leon though, so... Yeah, unlike other Dota-like games, I unfortunately, unlike most other Dota-like games, my, invisibility isn't seen by towers, but also, likewise, I can't run past the tower, unlike in most other games, because, you know, those are 3D, and you can kind of walk right past things. Yeah, there are some challenges and some unique gameplay quirks that involve this game being 2D as opposed to 3D. But, you know, you roll with the punches. I've been playing a lot of this game recently, like, I think I have like 6 or 7 hours into it now. Oh crap, that hero is a problem for me. His name is Nah, and he's basically a direct counter to mine. I do apologize if I called them heroes. They should be called Awesomenauts or mercenaries, if anything. Because I play a lot of Dota 2, which so it's it's what you make of it. A lot of people play League of Legends. Dota 2 is currently in closed beta, and I've already made an episode of First of it, but I kind of feel like I botched it, so I'm planning on re-recording it, you know, going a little bit meta on here, but oh well. Anyway, what's nice about this is that it's a lot more casual than those. It's a lot easier to get into and not rage so hard at. It's just kind of an action-y thing. Whereas Dota and League are both highly, highly competitive games. Personally, I prefer Dota because it's, in general, more difficult. And it's, just looks better. I mean, I prefer its mechanics. But that's not to say the games that one is a clone of the other, despite Dota coming first. Well, Dota 2 didn't come first, but Dota did. And Dota 2 is basically a port of the original Dota into the, like, new, like, kind of graphics. Because the original Dota was made in Warcraft 3 engine. Yeah. So, basically, you have all these skills. I forgot to mention my second skill. It is a tongue snatch. It allows me to, here. Oh. Well, it allows me to grab people with my tongue. It deals a pretty good amount of damage, too. This guy has these little ward things that wreck me. That's one of the things that annoy me, but mostly what annoys me about that Awesomenaut, his name is Nah, he's right here. What mostly annoys me is the fact that he deals poison on hit, and even if I go invisible, you can still see that purple particle effect of my poison. So therefore, I can still be hit by them no matter what. Like, they always know where I am if I'm poisoned. My turret destroyed, I imagine that one. I'll tell you what, there's a skill that I'm going to be getting, or it's more of a modifier to my my auto attacks than a skill, but it allows me to deal extra backstab damage. Oh my god, it is by far the most important thing to get on Leon. It helps him a lot. Leon is an assassin type character, as you can tell from the invisibility and pull towards him skill. But he's an assassin, and basically backstab makes him deal like twice as much damage if he's attacking from behind. And enemies, when they're getting hit by a lot of things, or at the very least getting a lot of damage dealt to them, they tend to run away from you, which just kind of helps you more. This hero is this Awesomenaut is basically the ultimate chasing one, because you sit there and backstab them and backstab them and backstab them, and then once they get out of your range, you I just picked up that because that skull deer just totally got destroyed. Now let me bring up what is your kind of a third skill here, and that's a TP back to base. Dota does not have one of these, although League of Legends does. I just got backstab, which is incredibly useful. So, this game, it's not for everybody that's into this genre. It's fun, yes, I absolutely enjoy this game, and it is definitely a good way to pass the time, but it's not nearly as competitive or as difficult as League or Dota, so it's not as rewarding either, or complex, or anything like that. Jesus, I feel very dead. Something that's very unfortunate about this damage over time that I get. Oh, this guy's trying to heal me. Something that's very unfortunate about that damage over time is that I can't actually use my TP back to base when he uses. Oh god, I am so close to death. I can't use my TP back to base if I'm under the effects of his damage over time. Every time I hit E here, I'm just like checking to see if I can buy anything, because I don't know the exact numbers on everything. I don't really bother most of the time, unless I'm like anticipating the skill. Like, I always know the backstab is 200. I don't know. These guys are kind of wrecking us, so. Oh, well, this looks bad. Alright, so, but yeah, this game is a lot more casual. I could not see this having like a professional competitive scene at all. It also has far less Awesomenauts than Dota or League has heroes/champions. I believe it has something along the lines of like maybe a dozen here or Awesomenauts, whereas League and Dota have like more in the vicinity of like over 100. So it's obviously not nearly as fleshed out, or you could argue as good, but you know, if you're not really into that kind of game, or you're kind of into the idea of it, but not really, like, you don't want to invest an hour per game, you don't want to just have to deal with the cancerous, terrible communities that League of Legends and Dota 2 tend to have, you just roll with this. I mean, it's $10, $5 on sale, and frankly, I've got to give it my recommendation, because it's a good game, it's not very expensive, and it's fast-paced and fun action. I mean, it's dead simple. Ah, crap. I get a feeling this Scoldy is gonna... Oh god, nope, nope. This is the part where I teleport back to base because I'm scared of dying. Yeah. I just picked up something that allows me to deal some extra damage when I come out of my invisibility with a strike, which is quite useful actually, because I usually come out of it with a strike. If I don't come out of it with a strike, it means I'm usually hiding somewhere, and then I will come out of it with a tongue. God dang it! That is a very annoying Awesomenaut, for the record. Ow, Jesus! He always seems to know when I'm there. Oh God. Oh, well, that probably wasn't a very good idea, considering the fact that he had a whole bunch of HP and I had none. Or, not none, but quite a little bit. Anyway, yeah, this drop pod minigame, I've actually heard it complained about multiple times, because, you know, you're not just, like, dropping straight into the action. But I really enjoy it. It's kind of like a fun little minigame. Okay, so... might not be the total greatest example here, due to the fact that we are getting totally raffle stomped right now, but I hope I showed the game off well enough. Huh. I never even thought of that. That Gnaw, those little ward things that he drops down, he dropped one or two of them in the center zone where all the neutral creatures are that give you health, and that health just transfers straight to him. So, like, it'll kill this thing, and then all of a sudden he'll have that extra 30 kills. Well, that was unfortunate. Okay, so let me take a moment to explain. In every single map, there are neutral creatures that give you health when killed. They don't deal any damage or anything. They're passive, and they're usually on some kind of middle ground. On this map, there are those weird creatures, and there is a special condition for every single map. And this condition for this map is a solar boss, which is basically this big ugly dude that I've killed a time or two. That will basically totally decimate you if you don't know what you're doing. But it's very good if you. It's very profitable if you do know what you're doing. God dang it! He's constantly getting healed from those freaking ward shooting things that he's got in the neutral area. So he's got a constant source of pretty decent regen. And it's very annoying. I'm pretty sure there's actually an achievement for basically doing that minigame perfectly. So that's pretty interesting. Alright. This is not looking good. Okay, so as with every Dota-like / MOBA, you're protecting a central building area, etc. This is our solar drill core. It's drilling for solar, and that solar's transferred to us like 1 per second about. So, oh, and there goes our core. Basically, you're trying to destroy the core so that your team has a monopoly on all the solar in that area. Anyway, you get pretty frequent level ups. I've put maybe 6 or 7 hours, maybe 8 hours into the game. And I'm level 14, about to be 15, and then I'll unlock the final character. Well, final for now. They're constantly updating the game. Anyway, this has been an episode of... Oops, whoops. I should also mention, this game has a pretty decent, actually, surprisingly enough, pretty good compatibility with gamepads. So if you want to play this on a gamepad, it's actually it works surprisingly well. But anyway, this is honestly, I gotta give it my recommendation. It's a great, awesome, casual Dota-like game, and I highly suggest you pick it up if you're a fan of these games and you want something more casual, kind of just frenetic action and kind of zaniness that this game entails. This has been another episode of First, and I bid you farewell.